have to find, yeah, it's complicated because you have to find it, did we do ones like this?
So that one, you can't calculate the exact magnitude of the resultant without some trigonometry. If that were a right angle triangle, then you would use a squared equals b squared plus c squared.
Yeah.
A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yeah, I think we meant to put it up here.
Yeah, so if they're not at right angles, you can't, you can calculate them, but you guys can't calculate them yet until you've had some more trigonometry.
Does someone want to try to do this one if it's like at a right angle like this? Because then it's just, this is 8 and this is 5. Who wants to come try it? It's just a diagonal thing. Y'all did this.
Additional bonus point for participating. Thought that might help.
I said it was a square root of 89. Can I use this calculator? Because
Sure.
I know the square root of 89 offhand. Should I just...
You can just draw it.
I won't, and I can't ask you to calculate one that's not at a right angle. I could ask you to draw the parallelogram, but I won't ask you for a numerical magnitude.
Wait, we didn't have this on the last exam.
We did have these in the last exam.
I thought 65 anywhere. Yeah, and for the next one, someone can come up and draw the resultant, but you don't have to calculate it. You just draw what it is.
Good job, Chloe.
Okay, so the next one.
It's Elsie's.
You can just find, just draw in the final. You don't have to calculate it. You don't have to do it. And then you have to do the diagonals.
Would you do it for the whole thing too?
And then you have to find the resultant of the diagonals. So you make another parallelogram,
With the
and
two
the
dotted
diagonals
lines.
are the adjacent sides. Am I not put it in? Yeah. Yay. Good job.
Would anybody like to weigh in on that? Chloe?
What do you do one for the 4 and the 3? But not the middle, like the long and these ones.
So
Do the whole thing.
here's something else. If I were to give you something like this, the 4 and the 5 would have to be parallel because you actually need to combine them and simplify. Because what just happened, what you actually ended up doing was counting the 3 Newton force twice. Right? You paired the 3 Newton force with the 4 and you paired it with the 5. So you used it twice. So now your force to the right is twice as big as it should be. So right idea.
It's the right direction, right?
It's the right direction, right idea. But if I were to give you a question like this, they would all be, like if there were 3 like that, I would have them all be perpendicular so that you could simplify the diagram first and then just draw a parallelogram for something that has 2 arms. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it would be, if the 4 was straight up and the 5 was straight down, you'd have 1 Newton going down.
Yeah.
Right, like that. So right idea. And then the 3 would go direct. Yep, just like that. So if we did that, you would end up with, what's the resultant going down?
1 down and 3, and then 3 over.
Good. And then the resultant of that would be? Good.
So that's how this works. We know this is a little confusing because we didn't do the ones at angles, but basically we're showing how we make the parallel around any of the diagonals and
Through 10. Wow. That was bad.
Okay, shh. Good.
Is it root 10?
What?
Would it be root 10?
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions, comments?
Is it on Moodle yet?
Grace.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's like important because I think we already know it, but like when you were talking about vectors, you didn't really like talk about. We talked about like the non-parallel vectors, but not like parallel vectors.
like calculating
Yeah.
them? Well, we talked about that like a little bit with the net force, but basically, I go on here.
Yep.
Okay, so if you have, for example, one like that, and this is, like we just did, if this one's 4 and this one's 5, then you subtract the bottom one from the top one, so 4 minus 5 is -1, which you end up with having 1 Newton down, or if they're both going upwards, so if you have a 4 Newtons up, and another 4 Newtons up, and you add them together, and that would equal 8 Newtons up. I know these aren't completely accurate, but basically, and that's the same thing if you flip it around and it's sideways, so it will work the same way. And then if you have something, again, like we did basically, if you have 5 Newtons this way, 6 Newtons this way, and then 4 Newtons up, and you find these, and then,
It'll be 1.
yeah,
Right.
that equals 1 Newton this way, and then 4 Newtons up, and then you find the resultant, which would be something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How's that?
This might not be your point, but you forgot units in the one about. Wait.
This one?
No, in that thing. The
Oh.
one about weight. You didn't
Which
put-
Well, weight, since weight is a force, and same with tension and support
Which
force. When we were talking about weight in the slides, the different types of forces.
Oh.
Since they're all types of forces, forces are measured in newtons with the capital N. So that's how that works. Thank you for pointing that out. Chloe?
I think we like all know this, but I think I don't know if this is like part of yours, but for the direction of like the diagram, like what's negative and what's positive.
Oh yeah. So how we were doing the math over here too
I need extra.
is the right and up is positive, and then down and to the left is negative. So just like the things we've been doing all year, same with like velocity and acceleration. And so how we got 1 from here is because this is positive and this is negative. To add them together, it would be 6 plus -5, which ends up with 1. Same with these ones. This is positive, this is negative. So 4 plus -5 is -1. So it would be 1 Newton down. Does that make sense? So that's how that works.
Great. All right, so we're going to cap this